Hello and welcome to Smart Plans training. I've taught this before, but I think sometimes we just need a little bit of a refresher. And there have been some updates in the last 6 months or so. Nothing major, but just kind of increasing functionality, making things a little bit easier, making work a little bit better. Tiny fixes. And if you have never used Smart Plans before, this will just kind of show you some of the basics and tips and tricks, things you can do with that. So you will need access to your command. Obviously, this is within command. If you don't have that, please contact me or your MTA. Your MTA will be able to get that for you. So we're logged into command. I am just on the home page right now. And I'm going to go down here to this. It looks like a list with like a little gear next to it. That's our Smart Plans app. Click that. And then you're going to see I don't have a ton of Smart Plans in here. And the reason for this is I made a team like a month ago, but real estate has been really crazy recently. So I haven't had time to put all of my single user Smart Plans over on the team side of things. So I'm going to kind of kill two birds with one stone and show you how I will do some of those things. It just kind of goes hand in hand with publishing your Smart Plans and also accessing them in the library, which is a really useful feature that was added, I don't know, maybe a year ago. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time, or somebody shares a PDF with you and then you have to type it up or put it in step by step. You can just access somebody else's and then edit it as well, which is really handy. But before we get into all that, I should talk about what is a Smart Plan. So a Smart Plan is Keller Williams' version of a drip campaign. If you don't know what a drip campaign is, that's essentially just an automated way to follow up with clients or your sphere or whomever. It's just something that keeps you on task so you're constantly in front of people. So the Keller Williams version of that, a Smart Plan, is just basically that. So you have a couple different options for what you can do. You can do an email reach out, and that can be automated. A text reach out, that can also be automated. And then basically everything else will not be automated. Obviously, if you're calling them, you can't have a robot talking to them. Tasks, and assign yourself tasks and reminders. Oh, 30 days from now, I need to write them a card or something. But these reminders will constantly come up and it will show you, oh, I have texted this person, or oh, this email went out on such and such day. So it's really helpful as far as time saving. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to go over to my individual account. You probably don't need to do this, but just for my purposes of teaching, I'm going to. So you can see I have 62 plans in here in my personal account. So you see this says my Smart Plans before it had said Team Smart Plans. And these most recent ones are just tests that I've done when I'm showing people how they work, how to create them. Some of these I have actually accessed from a library, and others I have just created myself. If I wanted to see what one of these looks like, I can click this drop down. And then I can hover over each of these steps and it will tell me what exactly each step is doing. It has quite a few steps. Just as an overview, we'll get into what each step is and how to create those, but we've got our name here. What contacts do I have on that? I think this is one that I just signed myself up on. Yep. You have a little eyeball that will tell you that somebody is on that Smart Plan. So, that was Michigan. Why is that? As I go through this, a lot of these are, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, or they've run out since. But there's a few where I've got 75 contacts on this My Monthly Neighborhood Nurture. And this is something that Keller Williams created. It's just a really nice little email. You can do bi-weekly also. It's the same thing, monthly or bi-weekly. You'll see I have different people on different plans. And that just shows them what's going on in their neighborhood. So it's an automated email that comes out once a month, once every other week. It just says, hey, here's what sold recently. Here's the average number of days on market. Here's how many pending listings are in your neighborhood. And so it just gives your clients in your sphere just an idea of, oh, hey, oh, this is valuable. Oh, Heather sent me that again. Heather didn't send them that. Command sent them that. And some of them are aware of that, but I think some of them too just think I send them these nice emails, which is fine. I can think that. So anyway, so this is who's on that. If you click that eyeball, you'll see I'll come up with 75 people here. The date it was created, how long it lasts. This particular one is 31 days long, and then it just repeats. Send the email, wait 30 days, repeat. So this is the 1 day, and that's the 30 days. And then total touches. So how many times does it interact throughout the course of that smart plan? Well, just the one, because it just sends the one email. I can add somebody to it, I can edit it, or copy, publish, or delete. Okay, so before we get into any of that stuff, I'm going to show you the library so that you're not reinventing the wheel. So we go click up here. This library is going to have smart plans that somebody else has made. So they've got a featured section here. Scroll down, there's a Keller Williams section. I would just go ahead and add all of these to your library. Crystal, you raised your hand. Go ahead.
Yes, I don't have the library feature on mine. Do I need to make a Twizzle account?
You should have the library feature, whether I think you're talking about Twilio. You should have the library feature either way though. Did you click smart plans and then just look up right here next to my smart plans where it says library? Oh, I can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking right now.
Yes, I had my mic off that whole time.
Okay, no worries.
But like next to it, I only have where it says smart plan and team plan. I don't have that. I don't think you
are
can
you
see
on
that
a
very
team?
well. I am with Team Pettit.
Okay, so Steve might have his settings set up so that he's the only one who can create smart plans.
Okay.
So if that's the case, you can't go to the library and drag them over. But do you have, if you click on your name up in the upper right-hand corner, do you have the ability to toggle over to just your personal account?
Yes.
Try that.
Ooh, library. Okay. Good. Okay, thanks.
But then I would also talk to Steve and say, hey, is it possible for me to, import some of these? And he can adjust the settings on that.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So once we're in library, featured, these are just some that like Marty Miller does a whole bunch of tech stuff. You can see he has 11.5 thousand downloads and agents can rate them. So 29 agents have rated this 4.5 stars. I would take a look at these. If you click view steps, you can decide if it's something that's right for you. You just hover over and you get kind of a little preview of what that script is going to be. So this phone call, it's just a script, right? It's not going to be that. You would just look at it and adjust it. Waits 30 days, touch task. This just says connect with contact first name on social media. So it's saying go over to Facebook, click on their profile and like a post or comment on something. Then you wait 30 days, do another touch test, blah, 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 blah. And then it just repeats. So if you like that, you click add smart plan and it's going to prompt you to say my, he called this a 555. Maybe I don't want to call it that. Heather's 555. Then I can just download. So I encourage you to look through these top rated ones, especially 2021 back to school. Obviously, we don't need this now, but 7 months ago, that may have been helpful. Happy holidays. There's some of these where you start them on a certain day and it will tell you which day you need to start it on. So then it lines up with Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, which is really convenient as long as you're making sure that you're doing the things when it says it tells you to do the things, right? If you're writing a Christmas card or something, make sure that you actually do that because it can't hold you to account. So anyway, yeah, look through those. If there's something that you want specifically, like this one, you can support it. Here's everything that mentions an open house. Look through, decide what you want. And once you do add that smart plan, like I just did, go back to my smart plans. That's saying I have none. Sometimes it takes a minute. There we go. Heather's 555. That's the one that I just downloaded or transferred over, I guess. So I can go over now to edit And this was somebody else's, right? So it's probably not going to feel like me. It's not going to fit me exactly. So I'm going to want to tweak a couple of things. Hello, contact first name. So see how it says contact first name and that's in like a teal kind of color? That's called a merge field, this little weird F looking thing. And you can just autofill that. It will pull it from your contacts tab, whatever contacts you have on the smart plan. And it will say call Huber Heather. I don't know why they did last name, first name, but call Huber Heather at 734-776-7742. It will just autofill on your text or on your tasks. Sorry. Say, hello, Heather. This is, and then just fill in your name. Keller Williams, you have a couple of minutes. The purpose of my call is to check in with you. I'm making calls to my clients and everyone I know to see if there's anything I can do for you or your family. Blank, so wait for them. How are you doing? How is your wife, husband, kids, dogs, etc.? Congratulations. Can you believe you've been in your home for 3 years? How are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much for speaking with me. Honestly, for me, this feels a little too formal. If I'm calling and congratulating my previous clients on 3 years in their home, I'm going to be like, oh, hey, how's it going? Congrats. You know, I wouldn't do a script for this, but you might want to. And for some people, it helps to have that in front of them so they can reference, oh, what else was it asked? Oh, their dog. You know. So you can change that and edit that to do whatever you want. Add a hyperlink. This is just going to pop up a link for you to click on then. This might be helpful. Maybe you're doing like a for sale by owner script or for sale by owner follow-up. You can find plenty of scripts online just by Googling them. Maybe you put one that you really like there. So then when you're going to call the client, that link is just really available. And now I can't move it up because it's the first thing on my smart plan. I can move it down, delete it, or any of these checks are all the same as the save button. So I don't know why they have them here, but it's just an extra button for if you want to save stuff. Set a delay. So this delay used to be 30 days or 30 days or 60 days. I don't remember. But now, so this is one of those updates that happened recently, 369 days. So if you wanted to, actually, I don't know if Jason's on this call or anyone from Keller Williams, Northern Michigan, but that answers his question. His question was, okay, what if you set them up on a birthday plan? They allow you to do that now. So that just resets every year. So you wait 365 days, do it again. Although I guess that probably wouldn't work for leap years. So you might have to make an adjustment if it is a leap year. But, so you can delay it up to a little bit over a year. And the next one is a social media touch. So a touch is just anytime you interact with a client. So when is that due? Because this is creating a task. This will appear in your tasks over here and also on your homepage. When is it due? So this will, like if this pops up today and it's due in 3 days, it will say, it will show me today, and then we'll say this 3 days later. And touch type is interacting. Non-touch is not reaching out or interacting with them. What's it called? Connect with whomever on social media and interaction. Remember, in the digital world, likes are like high fives, but comments are similar to virtual hugs. Always give a compliment and ask a question. So this is kind of nice that they're giving you that little rubric really to follow. And again, you can paste a link there if you want to. They have another delay set, another task. This is a handwritten note in this case, a delay. Now they've put in an SMS, or MMS, so a text of some sort. In order to have this set up, you have to have Twilio set up. And after we get through this portion of smart plans, I will go back and show you how to set that up. Because if you don't have that set up, you can't automatically send text messages. But what this will do is this will connect to your Twilio account. And you have two options here. There's static or dynamic. So static is going to be, if you just have the smart plan running once, it's going to send them whatever this text is. See if I click static, this is the text that goes out. Hi, and then it autofills with their first name. I want to warn you of something though, just a little tip. You see, they add in these extra spaces whenever you do these merge tags or merge fields. So to me, it looks more automated because there's an extra space on either side of the name. So I always go in and make sure that there's only one space here and there's not a space between the name and the column. Hello, blank, how are you today? Hope all's going well. And then you sign it at that. I would recommend if it's the first time that you're sending a message through Twilio, it's not going to be your personal cell phone number. It's going to be a separate number that you choose when you set up Twilio. So I would recommend when you do that, maybe send out a blast to everybody, or I mean, maybe when you just start a smart plan, I don't know, saying, hi, this is Heather, because they probably already have your normal cell phone, right? So, hey, this is Heather, just want to let you know, this is my text only work phone. So if you get a text from this, it's me. And it says something about like, click stop, which makes it seem kind of spammy. There's unfortunately not really much we can do about that because we're just complying with laws. But say, I'll put something in here sometimes like, oh, well, it's this seems automated or whatever, but if you respond, I will reply, because you can, and you will, and you should respond to them rather than just having it automatically go. And you can do that either through your command app or when you click on their contact card in contacts, you can go in and just write that down. Questions so far? I'm just kind of blazing through this right now.
So far, so good.
Okay, cool. So there's a couple different ways that you can end the smart plan too. Well, actually, before I get to that, they didn't have an email in here. So I'm going to add that as well. I'm going to put it in right there. Cool. So your reply to is your actual email address that it's going to be sent back to. And then the rest of this is just like an email editor. So you select a subject, type in a subject. Here goes your email, as it says, and then you just edit this like you would any normal email. One thing that I should have mentioned, and it kind of got away from me with text messages here, static versus dynamic. Same thing with email, static, dynamic. If I do static, it's only going through once. Or if I have it repeating, it will send that same text message every time, which then is going to start to look a little spammy. So if you select dynamic, then you could run through this, just have this smart plan repeating indefinitely or a set amount of times. And the first time through, it texts this. The second time through, it texts, hey, hope you and your family are doing well. I was just in the neighborhood with new buyers and thought about you. Hope everything's great. And then the third time, it's something different. Fourth time, it's something different. So that it's still automatically texting them, but it's not like you're just sending them the exact same text and it's obviously automated. So sorry for forgetting about that, but static versus dynamic. What that is. Now with the email, I have simple selected right now. So that's just like basic HTML. If you click on designs, you can select a design, and this will take us into the, there's like email templates that are provided through command, which you can access another way as well. But when you're in a smart plan, this is what you get. And unfortunately right now, and it's always been this way, you don't see a preview. You just see an envelope with a little paper and an @ sign in it. However, I don't know when exactly this is coming out, but it's on the table to change that so you actually see a preview now. You don't just see that generic thing. So if you're more visual, you can be like, oh yeah, that's the email I want. Okay, it says, please beware, edits made now will change this design in your library. Any smart plans or campaigns using this design may be. So essentially what this is telling me is I would typically find the emails in this design portion right here with that little paintbrush. If I edit it in here, it will edit it in design. So it's just saying, hey, if you're using this for anything else, this is editing this email template that you have. Okay, got it. So I can go in here and edit it. So you can see this is just like a template that they have for me. And some of this is going to look weird. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, visit agent website or call agent mobile phone. And then they have all these things here. If you click on this eyeball, it will show you what it actually looks like when it autofills. So if you're looking to sell or buy a home, visit heatherhuberhomes.com or call my number. And there's some logos and some information about me. If I think this looks good, it's obviously just some canned text, but if I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be great. I can go ahead and add that. Click save. I didn't make any changes. I don't need to save. Okay, whatever. Fine, save. And then it goes back to here. So now I have this design is what's going to go out as an email. What I probably want to do is not send a text and an email on the same day. So I'm gonna put in set a delay and that put it down here. I just need to move that up one. Send me text, wait 3 days, and then it automatically sends an email. Now, as far as the last thing that you want to do, there's a couple different ways to like wrap up your smart plan. What they have right here is restart a smart plan. So this is going to reset it 4 times. I could also do unlimited, or I can do up to 6 times. So what that'll do is it'll just keep cycling through the same smart plan. And that's why you would want something like dynamic text up here, so that you don't text the same thing every single time. If it's something like that monthly neighborhood nurture email I was telling you about, where it just automatically updates anyway every month, I just repeat that indefinitely and I don't change anything because it will automatically change that email anyway. So you could restart it. You could, we could add it to a different smart plan. So maybe I get through this smart plan and then I'm like, okay, well now they need to go on my quarterly call plan. Sometimes they abbreviate them. Or maybe I didn't download that one. No, there it is. Okay, my quarterly call plan. So what that means is by the time it gets done with this email, its next step is to dump you on to this other one. And the quarterly call plan basically just reminds me once a quarter to call somebody. So maybe it does that, or maybe it dumps them onto the monthly neighborhood nurture where they see their neighborhood once a month. So those are your 2 best bets for that. As far as ending a smart plan, you don't have to put either of those in. You could just, this is the last email you send them and it's just done. But typically that is how you would end it. Either you add them to another smart plan or you just repeat it. And then they give you kind of some rules and guidelines as far as, you know, tips and rules and what you can and can't do when you're creating this. So that's over here. You can read through that if you want. And that's about it as far as building a smart plan. After you've done that, I don't know why you can't do this at the beginning of making it, but after you've added at least some steps, you can click on this add trigger event. And as of right now, the only trigger event possible is a contact tag. So when you go into your contacts, you can add like a little label to them called a tag. And if you add that tag, you can make it so that it automatically puts them onto the smart plan. So if I select my tag of, I don't know, let's say this was for a certain property. 54 Jakarta. Anytime I tag somebody with that tag, it will automatically start this smart plan. It'll automatically assign them to it. I know at some point they're planning on adding other trigger events, but for right now, that's the only one we have. So click choose trigger. Note this will start your smart plan when a tag is added to a contact, but if the contact already has that tag, it's not going to automatically start them. So this is only when you're adding a new tag to a contact. You say, okay, I confirm that. And so then you see that. You can also add multiple tags now. This is a newer thing too. So if I either put that or, I don't know, buyer. Oops. I can just click that, add that as a tag, choose trigger. So you can do that so that it adds them automatically. Another thing you can do is just manually add people. This add contact. So honestly, I use this one, back to this for a second. I use this quite a bit if I'm running a Facebook ad and I want to, Facebook leads are not always the most valid leads because you get a lot of people who just want to click and see what it is, or they put in a false email or, you know, different things like that. So it's kind of a longer term game that you're playing with those. But when I do run Facebook ads, I will have the Facebook ad automatically add a tag to them, and I will have the tag be an automatic trigger for a smart plan. So as soon as somebody puts in their information to see whatever pictures or things I'm posting, it automatically, 1, logs them as a contact, 2, puts that tag on the contact, and 3, starts them on a smart plan. And I'll do where it's like the automated email, text, email, text, email, text until they respond to me, or until it just gets old and I'm clearly bugging them, they're not going to respond. And then that way I don't even have to do anything. I just get notified when somebody responds. So that makes your life a bit easier. You don't have to play the follow-up game. Anyway, to add contacts, you click here. Would I like to save? Yes, sure. I'm going to save because required fields. What did I do? Oh, subject. Oh, and I didn't add it to this part then. Okay, now I should be good. All changes have been saved. Okay. Add contact. So I can filter by tags here, even if I do or don't have it for this where is it? Contact tag trigger. This is just for me. So I've got out of state, for instance. Maybe I want to. I need to go back and check. Change out or update my database. It's just been kind of nuts. So I click out of state, and then that's going to show me everybody who I have tagged as out of state. So maybe I'll just select all of my out of state buyers. If I had more than 16 or I don't know what the number is, it might be 20, it might be 50, I forget, but it gets to a point where it'll only show you so many on a page. Then you have to actually go over to the next page too. Maybe I want to do my Facebook one because I can have Facebook generated. Okay, so there's 275. It's only showing me 20. If that's the case, I'm going to click all. Then I have to go to the next page and also select all of those. It's not going to select all 275. Maybe that's an update that they do later, but this is the way it is for now. So now I can see all of, that's not showing me everybody. There we go. Oh, it was see all tags. So this is everybody that I have selected on that. I would click add to smart plan. Okay, start all now. So that would, I don't remember how many I just started or how many I had selected, but that would start them all on the smart plan immediately. If I'm doing 200 contacts, I probably don't want to do that just because I'm not going to have time to respond to everybody all at once. So what I might want to do is stagger them over the next few days. So it'll just do every day. I'm at 75, I don't want that. Let's say I want to do 20. There. Okay, I guess it's gonna make me do it manually. So 20. So then today it will send it out to 20 people. Tomorrow it'll start it for the next 20 people. The next day it'll start it for the next 20 people. And then that way you can kind of pace yourself a little bit. The third option is, okay, I want to get this all set up, but I don't want to start it just yet. I want to start it on a certain date. And that might work for something like the holiday plan that you saw in the library. That's have to start it October 23rd or whatever it is. So maybe I just want to start them all on October 23rd. So that everything lines up. I'm not going to click confirm because then it's going to send this focus smart plan to everybody, but you would do that to continue. Okay, questions about that? Anything with creating or editing is okay. So I'm going to get out of there and just quickly. So I have this Heather's 555 now, and I have all these things that I've edited. You know, I have it repeating 4 times, sending it text, all that, blah, blah, blah. If I collapse that, you can see this a little better. It lasts for 90 days total. There's 4 total touches. So that doesn't include the task that I had of writing a handwritten card or going on their social media. It's 4 that are actually interacted with. So I can add a contact manually to this. I can go back in and edit it. I could make a copy of this, which is what I do with like when I'm advertising something on Facebook. I have a pretty good formula for it. So I'll just copy it and change different things so that they apply to the new property. Delete, pretty obvious, or publish to library. So that is one that I'm going to show you how to do right now because I want to do that anyway. If I publish it to my library and then I go over to my Teams account, I can download it from the library. So I'll just show you how to do that real quick. That's probably unless you're just feeling like I want to share with everyone my smart plan, which you can do. I think probably the most common use for that is just sharing it so that somebody else then can immediately download it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just pick actually one of these because I do like these, the way that I have it laid out for my Facebook ads. I'm going to go ahead, publish that to library. It was 2039 Celadon. Okay. Oh, I don't. What do you mean my Twilio account is not connected? It just was connected. Okay, well, this might be a fluke or something that I'm going to have to investigate. But so when I publish it to the library, I'm going to have my plan name, which, yeah, I guess that's fine because I'm not publishing this for anybody but myself. I'll just know to type in Celadon and go get it. And I can put in a description. I don't have to. Command gets mad if you don't put something in there. So if you put the space, that typically works. Fill the description for your main smart plan, follow best practices, ensure it works for everyone. Summary of linked smart plans too. So if you go into the library, you might download a smart plan and it says, hey, this has linked smart plans. What that means is it probably drops you onto another one. So you would also have to have that second smart plan in order to download the first one, because otherwise it has nowhere to drop it onto. So this is just showing me, hey, this is the only one it's not linked to anything else. Publishes, make sure smart plans are built using merge tags. Don't include personal links because anybody can find this. Any Keller Williams agent can find this. Do not include personal information about you, your team, your office, your market. Okay. And my Twilio account is connected, so I don't know what's going on there. That might be just showing as it will show when I publish it, if somebody doesn't have it connected. And then I can just go ahead and edit my actual thing here. And then I just click publish. Please complete required fields. Okay, so it is going to make right test. Okay, so you can see just in my normal smart plans homepage here, I have my people plans, and then I have things that I've published. I have not published anything. I've been meaning to, but I can check on it there. I can see when I published it, how many people have downloaded it, and if anybody's rated it, how many stars have they rated it. So that's kind of cool. And then I can edit it or I can delete it. But I'm not going to do either of those things. I'm going to go over into my team account. And then if I go to library, I'll search for Celadon. There it is, 2039 Celadon. My description is test. Doesn't have any downloads. I'm the author. It has 18 steps, which last 20 days and include 10 touches. I can view them if I want, or I can just click add smart. And I'm going to name this team 2039 Celadon. That might take a minute to download. We'll just give it a second here. There we go. Now, if I go back to team plans, I now have my team 2039 Celadon, and it has all of those things in me that I can just go ahead and tweak. So what I might want to do in here, and I don't know how many of you on the call right now are on Teams or are rainmakers on Teams who can make these changes. I have to, if I'm in team mode, I have to decide who is going to get it. Is it the rainmaker automatically or whoever's assigned to the contact? And then the other thing I might want to do is, instead of this is Heather, well, it might not be Heather, it might be Jamie, who's the other person on the team. So instead of that, I might just put agent first name. So then it will autofill if I'm the one sending it out, it will autofill to Heather. If Jamie's the one sending it out, it will autofill to Jamie. And I probably have other instances where I need to make that change, but you don't need to see that, or I'll just waste your time. So that's about it as far as editing, downloading, uploading smart plans. We're about to get into how to set up Twilio. That's the last thing on my agenda today. But before I do that, do you have any questions about what we've covered so far? Okay. I'm going to go back into my personal account here. Just because everyone should have a personal account, not everybody has a team account. And we're going to go up, click on your name there. I think it's in settings. I forget whether it's settings or marketplace, but I guess we'll find out. Settings. And if you scroll to the bottom, I believe you're going to have Twilio here anyway, even if it's not connected. And it will say connect. If you are connected, say manage. So obviously I'm connected, so I can't go ahead and connect. But by clicking manage, it's going to be, no, maybe it's not similar. I thought it was. One of these should take you to the same page. Yeah, okay. So if you don't have a Twilio account, this should still look like this. And you might have to, if you don't have this at the very bottom, which I think you do. If you don't, you can go to, where did Marketplace?
What do I really need Twilio for?
Twilio is going
Like-
to enable you to automatically send text messages.
Okay. Is
You
this something
can-
I absolutely need? Also, does it cost?
No and yes. So no, you don't necessarily need it, but you do if you want to send out automated texts. You can use your own phone number and just send out texts, or like write yourself a task that says, hey, text this person at this time, text them this message. The only reason you would need Twilio is if you're automatically sending texts. And it does cost, but let me review all plans here for you. Each credit is a text. If it's a multimedia message, it might cost more than 1 credit, but typically a text is a credit. So 300 texts a month is $3.16. So I don't know which one. Oh, my current plan is I'm on the small plan, which really I haven't been doing a lot of it recently. I could probably downgrade to 300. And you would just have to click on which plan you want, and then it walks you through. So this is the one that I already have selected, but you just select which one that you want. Total recurring monthly fee. So for me, that's $532. So every month, the first of every month, I get an email that says it's from KW Marketplace, and it says, hey, you've paid this much for Twilio, and it's $5.32. Once you walk through this, if you haven't set it up before, you'll see mine says my Twilio number is this. You have to actually choose a number because Twilio owns however many numbers and you just have to pick one. So for me, that worked out all right because my phone number is a 734 area code because I'm originally from the east side of the state. And I deliberately picked a 616 number, and I like that this is like kind of symmetrical. So that pleased me. So you can go ahead and pick what you, not exactly what you want your Twilio number to be, but I searched for 616 at the beginning of the number, and it showed me everything with the area code 616 that they had. So yeah, so I think over here, maybe when you click manage, or there might be, I don't remember, there might be a different button that you click there, but then in here you would have to decide what your phone number is. And then you can do call forwarding, but as I mentioned earlier, I sent out a text that says, hey, this is my work text only line, because the cost of call forwarding, it's going to eat up a ton of credits. So, you know, if it's a Facebook lead or something, I might say, hey, let me know if you want me to give you a call. It's just going to come from a different number. And then I call them from my actual cell. And that's about it. So yeah, so Twilio is required in order to automatically send texts. Command email, you shouldn't have to sign up for anything. If it for some reason wasn't connected, this is where you would find it to connect, but that is free. It's just included. And that is about it. So what questions do you have? Nothing? Okay, well, if you think of something later, if you get to playing with this and you decide, hey, I could use some help with this, feel free to reach out to me. You should all have my cell phone number or my email, heatherhuber@kw.com, and we'll go from there. So thanks again, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.